Hi, my name is Jillian. I am a wife and stay-at-home mom of two, ages 6 and 7. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the struggles of being a special needs mom. I'll also be telling you guys about my daughter Madison's autism diagnosis. So I will go ahead and just start off all the way in the beginning when my daughter Madison was an infant, when she was a baby. She is currently 6 years old and she was diagnosed at age 2. When she was an infant and she was a baby, we did not see any types of concerns. She was hitting a lot of her milestones just fine. There may have been 1 or 2 milestones that she wasn't hitting, but nothing to be concerned about. We didn't start seeing those red flags until she was about 1.5 years, I would say. And those red flags that we saw were flapping of the hands, repetitive behavior. She wasn't trying to babble, talk, say her first words. She wasn't walking, crawling, pulling herself up on anything. She would never make eye contact. She didn't respond to her name. She didn't want to interact with other babies. She rarely even interacted with her older brother. She would once in a while, but it wasn't very often. She also wasn't super affectionate. So there was just a lot of red flags that we saw that made us concerned. So we did bring it up to her pediatrician at the time, which she is no longer with, but that doctor pretty much told me to my face that she thought I was being an over paranoid mom. So I took it upon myself to research some doctors in my area that tested for autism, and I got her on a waiting list. When I called the doctor's office, she was only 1.5 years. You have to be 2 years old to get tested for autism. So although they had a waiting list, it was completely fine because I would have to wait anyways a few months until she turned 2 to get her tested. So it kind of worked out perfectly. So it was a long process getting her tested. So it isn't like just one appointment, you go in, you get evaluated, and they get the answer right then and there. It is a pretty long process. So a few weeks later, which felt like the longest time ever, they finally gave us a call back, and that appointment was about 1 hour, and they told us that our daughter had a moderate case of autism. And although in our heart we knew that our daughter was autistic, I think hearing it from a doctor's mouth and actually seeing it on paper was very, very emotional for us. I'm super grateful and I'm super happy that I got her tested when I did, because the earlier the intervention, the better. So she was only 2 when she was diagnosed. So I immediately got her into therapy, immediately started getting her the help that she needed. And she has progressed really, really good. And I'm so proud of her. I just want to talk to you guys now about a few struggles when it comes to being a special needs parent. So I think the number one thing that I think I struggle with is just my daughter being nonverbal and not being able to communicate with her. Madison, hey, you took too many pretzels. Madison, can you put away? Can you clean up? Maddie. Hey, Madison, look. Madison, can you put away? Can you clean up? So I think being a parent, being a mom, is a hard job in general. Whether you have a special needs child or not, it is a hard job. It is exhausting. You have your good days, you have your bad days. But throwing in a special needs child, especially a child who cannot communicate with you, who cannot talk, it just makes things 10 times harder. So she is 6 now, so we kind of have gotten down trying to figure out like what is wrong with her and why she's upset. But there are those days that we can't figure out what is wrong with her and why she's upset and why she is crying. And we have to play the guessing game. So we have to figure out, is it her GI issues? Is it because she's hurt or in pain? Is she hungry? Is she having sensory overload? Is it just a typical toddler meltdown? So a lot of times we have to play that guessing game, which is really, really hard to have a child super frustrated who can't voice what they're feeling and what they want, and you're here trying to figure out what is wrong, and you're getting overwhelmed and you're getting flustered. So I think that is the number one thing that I feel like is hard, not being able to communicate. Now, she does know a few sign language words. She can sign for more. She knows my turn, all done, milk, little signs like that, but her therapists don't want her to get reliant on sign language, because we do have hope that eventually one day she will start talking. Also, I feel like, you know, when you go to places with your family, you have kids and you want to go to the park or go to a family or friend's house, go to an event, we have to take in consideration, is it going to be overcrowded? Is there going to be loud music, loud sounds? Is there going to be a ton of flashing lights? yay, you finally came on. We have to think of all those things because all those things are going to make her get upset. That's going to be a huge sensory overload for her. So a lot of times we have to say no to going to a lot of things just because we know that that specific place is going to be a huge sensory overload for her, and we don't want to put her in that position. But at the same time, we want to be able to, go out and have fun and take our other kid, our son, out to fun events that he wants to go to as well. But it's hard trying to juggle that. So a lot of times what my husband and I have to do is one of us will stay home and then the other one will take our other child to something that they really want to go to that we know that we can't take Madison to. So just taking that in consideration when we are going to places, making sure that we park closest to the exit. So if she does have a meltdown, we can get out of where we are super quickly and then get out of the parking lot without having, to carry her screaming and stuff out. So another hard thing is she has a lot of severe GI issues. She can't poop. And you guys know if you're constipated and you don't poop for a long time, it's painful and you're uncomfortable and you're bloated, and she's bloated a lot of the time. And she has been to at least 4 different pediatric GI doctors, and we always get the same answer of it's very common in autistic kids to have GI issues. But I tried to explain to them, yeah, but it's not great for my daughter to go weeks and weeks without pooping. She's in pain, she's bloated. We tried over-the-counter medicine, we tried natural remedies, we have tried changing up her diet. She does have a gluten sensitivity, so she's 90% gluten-free. So we have gone like 100% gluten-free. We have taken out dairy from her diet. We try not to give her too many carbs. We also have done like keto and paleo. We have tried everything under the sun, and we don't know if right now she has a fear of pooping because of her GI issues. Sometimes it can be painful, so she thinks that pooping is going to be painful. So we don't know if she's holding it in, not pooping because she thinks it's going to hurt, or if she's just really constipated. And that's something else that we struggle with because we can't ask her. We are still in the process of trying to figure all of that out. But she is 6 years old and she has progressed. She has been doing so much better in therapy. Her eye contact is amazing now. She makes very good eye contact. She responds to her name. She also is interacting with other kids a lot more, which is amazing, something that she never would do a few years ago. She's showing a lot more affection to her brother. She's always trying to hug him and give him kisses, which is amazing. She does that to us as well, like giving us hugs and kisses, which is something I thought we would never get to because when she was younger, she just did not want to give you any type of affection. She also has been doing really good in school as well. She's learning how to trace, circles and numbers and tracing all of that. Although we do have a really long road to getting her to where we would like her to be, we also know we have to do it on her time, and she will get to those milestones when she is ready. But for now, she's doing really, really good. So we are super proud of her, and we're super proud of all of her hard work, and it's worth all the struggles and all the ups and downs when it comes to being a parent to a special needs mom.